Egypt, because America is a shadow of Egypt. It follows after the same customs of ancient Egypt, you know? And a similar, comparison, a similar line we can draw is the fact that America has all the Israelites in captivity, just like ancient Egypt did. So that's the proof right there. Now let's jump down. Let's jump down to verse 7. For the Egyptians, which are these Americans, the American government shall help in vain and to no purpose. So they not helping you. Hey, that little verdict ain't gonna do shit. You know? Jake still broke. You still gotta go to work. A lot of y'all still on child support. You know? Paycheck to paycheck. You know? Losing your damn mind. Therefore have I cried concerning this. Their strength is to sit still. So yeah. Hey, it ain't going nowhere, man. And you ain't going nowhere with that. You still gonna be oppressed. Now, let's jump down to verse 12. Wherefore, thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon. Okay, so you trust in oppression and wickedness, which is perverseness, all right, and stay thereon, meaning you depend on this shit, you depend on this system. Therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall. Now let's deal with that. Therefore, this iniquity, because we know that iniquity represents sin. Okay, let me go back to that verse. Iniquity represents transgressing the law, but it also goes into something else. Okay. Now the Hebrew word for iniquity is I1, and it says perversity, depravity, iniquity, guilt, or punishment of iniquity. And that's what it's going into, man. You know? Alright, you read C, consequence of or punishment for iniquity. And that's what Jake about to get. Because ultimately, these same Jakes that's crying to Esau for justice, they haven't repented to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know? Crying to the enemy for justice. You know? And it reminds me of the parable that Yahushua spoke when he was speaking about, you know, the widow, the importunate widow, if I'm saying that correctly. You know, but she was crying to be avenged of her adversary, the importunate widow. She was crying to an unjust king. You know, and the widow represents Israel. The unjust king is who? Esau, Edom. And eventually, you know, the unjust king, you know, granted the woman what she wanted. You know, the unjust king avenged the woman of her adversary. And that's an unjust king. So, in a sense, that's what Esau Edom is doing right now with this George Floyd case. But at the same time, he ain't giving you real justice. That's also why Yahushua said, shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which cried day and night before him. But 2/3 of our people ain't doing that. That's why you're going to die. You're still in your iniquity. You know? And you trusting in the system that ties you into staying into your iniquity. You know? Because America profits off of our ignorance. America profits off us being black. Off us being Latinos and Native Americans and Hispanics. Off us sinning, you know, against our power. That keeps them in power. That keeps Esau in power. You know, they don't want us to be great. But, like I read, you know, since you trust in iniquity and you stay thereon, you know, since you trust in oppression, let me say that again. Since you trust in oppression and you stay thereon, this iniquity or this punishment shall be to you as a breach. You know? So iniquity went into punishment. So when it's a punishment for sin. So what does breach go into? So this punishment shall be to you is this right here. Now that word for breach is paratazah, which means breach, gap, bursting forth, which basically means to break through, a breaking. They'll say broken wall. Like for example, you know, if you have a highly secured building, you know, let's say if someone breaks in the building, there'll be sirens going off, and you have someone say there's a security breach, meaning someone got in, they broke in, you know. So basically, you know, to open up. Now it says outburst, figuratively, of God's wrath. So the Lord, he's about to open in on Jake. He about to open up on you, man. You know? So this iniquity shall be to you as a breach, ready to fall. So it's going to be to you as the punishment of the wrath of the Most High. You know? The Lord about to open up on 2/3 of our people, man. That's what's about to happen. And you about to be besieged. It's going to be another siege, similar to what happened to us in 70 AD. But Jacob's trouble is going to eclipse what happened to us in 70 AD. This is about to be the worst time on earth, man. And Jake's still crying for justice. You still want to protest. You still want to march. But you know what? Hey, that's a part of the prophecy. Hey, Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9 on down goes into it. You're not going to wake up until the missiles come. You basically going to wake up in the spirit world. You know, that's what's going to happen. You got to die on the side. You're going to go to the spirit world and you're going to come back. All right. So Isaiah 30 and 13 again. Therefore, this iniquity, this punishment shall be to you as a breach or a broken wall, which goes to the wrath of the Most High, ready to fall. Because see, this system is going to collapse. All right. The American system is going to collapse. Tells you in Isaiah chapter 24, the city of confusion is broken down. Right? That's Babylon the Great. It's going to collapse. Now it says, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. Because this system is very fragile. It doesn't take much. You know, economic collapse, EMP attack, you know, more false flags, you know, blame it on terrorists. You know, whatever they're going to use, because they're going to bring everything out. And it's all going to bring about the downfall of the system so the elite of Edom can implement that great reset to have everyone microchipped before Yahweh Shah comes back. And they're going to be rushing to do it. Verse 14, and he shall break it as the breaking of the potter's vessel that is broken in pieces. Hey, that's why Yahweh Bashim Shah said, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. Jay doesn't realize that Yahweh Bashim Shah has to break this system. You know? And he's going to break it to put everything back in order. That's why we don't get justice. It's meant to be that way right now because the wicked are in power. So this only makes sense. This is the only thing that's making sense. All right? So we just got to be patient for those of us that know the truth. And he shall break it as the breaking of the potter's vessel that is broken in pieces. Once again, Isaiah 29 and 16. You know? Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. Right. So that's this system. We just got to wait for the Lord to do it. Now back in Isaiah 30 and 14, I'm going to read the rest of it. He shall not spare. So Yahweh Bashim Shah is not going to spare 2/3 of our people. So that there shall not be found in the bursting of it a surge to take fire from the earth or to take water withal out of the pit. Because it's going to be complete destruction. ultimately this place is going to be consumed by nuclear missiles. All right, but the point is, true justice is coming. We just got to wait, man. All right, verse 15. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, in returning and rest shall ye be saved. And that's by the salvation of our power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the chariots of Israel. You know, you got the Pentagon releasing new footage that the Navy has seen. You know, triangular so-called UFOs. All right, so we're going to have a glorious, phenomenal salvation that the world has never seen before, man. If we're patient, in quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. And you will not. See, Jake don't want that. Here it is. This is the best salvation ever recorded because it's in the Bible and it's going to happen, but Jake don't want that. See, you niggas been in slavery too long, man. You know? And dealing with Jacob's trouble, you don't see it coming. You don't see Jacob's trouble coming, and you don't see the salvation coming after that. Because ultimately, you know, this is just the part of the 2/3, man. You know? But for those of us that are awoke, you know, and I'm saying it in its truest sense, not how Esau likes to slander the term woke now, you know, making fun of us saying we was kings and, you know, all that nonsense they say about us, making fun of us. But we are woke. Okay? We just got to hold on, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we see what's happening in the earth. We just got to hold on. All right. Now I'm going to read this right here. I'm going to close it out. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1. But the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, so cometh as a thief in the night. Completely unexpected. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Right, so Jake don't see it coming. Big moves are being made on the earth. Okay? And certain things are being used to basically distract you. Okay? They come in the pretense or behind the pretense of peace, but you don't see that sword being prepared for you. All right? But those of us that know the truth, we do, man. So just stay strong, Akim, Wa'akiwaf. We almost up out of here. Stay prayed up to keep that faith, because we're going to need it in the time to come. All right? So Lord willing, you edified. I want to give all praise to our power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakudash. Double honor to our apostles and elders, great millstone. Peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. Stay strong. We almost home. With that, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakudash, Baba Kusha, Baba Kusha, Baba Kusha, Abad